Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are listening to me. Welcome to another episode of Wealth Building Conference. I'm your regular host and speaker, Oludare Fasola. I want to thank everyone for joining today. This is another day. Uh, we're going to learn another topic today that will help us to grow our business, especially for those of us who are in sales. I know many people doesn't want to go into sales, and the reason is because a lot of us kind of have this phobia for sales. They felt sales is for people who can talk, sales is for people who can really face rejection. But I tell you that everybody can go into sales, but before you go into sales, you must have the right mindset. You must understand the tactics and the strategies to scale. All right, and I'll be sharing that in my presentations, and of course I'll be sharing from practical experience that I've also encountered in the course of my my business, in the course of selling. Because one thing that I want you to know today is that we spend money on daily basis, so it is important that we make money on daily basis, and one of the way to do that is to sell. All right. If you know how to sell ethically, you will be extremely successful. So one of the topic you're going to treat today is based on ethics. Okay, what are the ways? How can you persuade people ethically without pushing them to buy things from you? I don't know whether we have encountered that in the past. Like you are in a sales and the client feel that you are pushing them. No, you don't need to push. You need to persuade ethically. You need to create urgency. You need to make sure that you give the client clarity to understand what he or she wants to buy. Once again, you are welcome for joining. Wherever you are joining me, please, I want you to do something for me. Type your name and you are joining from. Please type your name and you are joining from. Again, I want you to also share this link with friends, families, colleagues that you know that they might be interested in learning about selling. All right, please share the link. It's the event is free. All right, please share the link, and please, I also want to ensure that this presentation is engaging and as much as possible. So I'll be asking some questions, and if you have any question, you can put it on the comment chat in order for us, after the presentation, we can quickly look into it, to attend to your questions. So once again, you are welcome back to another presentation. So I will just quickly go ahead and pull up my slide. All right. All right. Um, Once again, 1 second, please. All right. Okay. So thank you for joining. Right. So I'm going to be talking about scarcity, urgency, and certainty, ethical persuasions in sales. Scarcity, urgency, and certainty, ethical persuasions in sales. Like I mentioned to you earlier, like I said earlier, one thing that client doesn't want is to be pushing them to buy things, right? And we make these mistakes a lot when we are selling, right? Um, I In the past, when I started my business, right, I used to, like, anytime I meet a client, the impression and you know my thought was everybody must buy. Like, if I present, you do everything humanly possible from your side, and you don't close, it make you feel somehow. But it's not like the client doesn't want to buy, right? The client might lack some things that you as a salesperson need to do before the client move into an actions to buy. So if they lack clarity, if they lack understanding, if you don't know how to create scarcity and urgency, right, it will be very difficult for you to scale in any sales business. And I'm talking about any sales business, whether you are selling coaching, whether you are selling insurance, whether you are selling mortgage, whether you are selling real estate, whether you are selling digital business, regardless of any sales you might find yourself, if you don't understand these three concepts, scarcity, urgency, and certainty, you will struggle a lot. So let's quickly proceed, right? Let's look at the psychology of ethical persuasion. All right. The psychologies of ethical persuasions. Everybody type ethical persuasion. Ethical persuasions. People don't buy product, they buy certainty, opportunities, and outcome. Now, I'm going to be using my own my sales experience, what I've learned in my business. Like, I sell life insurance. Okay, people don't just buy products, right? They buy the outcome. Like, if you are selling, for example, life insurance, right? The reason why a client want to buy life insurance is for some certain reasons, either to protect the family, right? Either to replace the income, either to build wealth, right? Either to, to supplement retirement income. So if you are coming from the angle of explaining, for example, features of universal life insurance or features of term insurance, the client doesn't really care about that. Okay, what the client wants is, what will term insurance or permanent life insurance do for me? The question is, what is in it for the client? That's what you as a salesperson need to know. And I'm talking from my own perspective here, right? I don't want to be talking to you theoretically. I want to be practical as much as possible. Now, clients don't buy product. They buy certainty, they buy the opportunity, they buy outcome. I'm using life insurance as an example. Or let's say, for example, critical illness. Client will buy a critical illness because things happen, like sickness happen, or maybe the client gets sick, right? You have some income, all right, to pay bills, to maintain the lifestyle, so that that single sickness does not wipe out your savings that you've been putting together for many, many years. So client doesn't really care what critical illness is. What he cares about is, what will critical illness do for me in case things happens to me, if I sick, right? Client does not really care about term insurance. Client will care about what will happen to my mortgage in case I pass suddenly. So these are the things that the client want to hear. Clients don't buy product, they buy certainty, opportunity, and outcome. Persuasion is, when you look at persuasion, is synonymous to manipulation. Okay, persuasion is helping the right person say yes to the right solution. Okay, persuasion is not equal to manipulation. You are not manipulating this time around. All right, what you are creating here is that you are putting it in a right perspective to the client to understand why you need to move and take action, right? These are the key three drivers for ethical persuasion. Scarcity, right? Everybody types scarcity. Don't miss out. Scarcity, meaning that, there are some certain things, I don't know whether you have come across a situation whereby they will like put an offer and they will tell you that, look, this A has done it, B has done it, you are C, especially if you are in the same cadre, you have the same you are the same profession, or you are in the same class, and maybe you see your friend, you are doing the same job, they actually have a product. A have it, B have it, C have it, you don't have it, right? The question is, you probably might be missing out some things because all your people that are in the same class, they have it, right? Urgency, right? You must know how to create urgency. Everybody type urgency. Urgency. You must know how to create urgency in sales. And 3, certainty. It work for me. Like, if this is not for me, if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't make sense to me, right? Now, why salesperson fail to persuade? Number 1, lack of trust and clarity. If you lack trust, if clients don't trust you, and if you are not clear enough, right, your persuasion may actually look like you are manipulating them, right? Your persuasions may actually look like you are manipulating them, right? Information overload without emotional trigger. So stop giving tool informations. Or a lot of us, we start to explain things, right? Instead of you explaining, give a scenario-based explanation. Oh, I have a client who failed to take, who failed to buy a critical illness insurance, and he got cancer, and before we know what is happening, he lost all his savings, and at the end of the day, the client passed without any form of protection. That is a typical example of what a client wants to hear from you. Okay, no ethical pressure to act. Now, if you want to create urgency, all right, you must act ethically. Everybody type ethically, right? Ethics means that you are doing it in a right way. You are following the principles and procedures of presenting an offer to your client. I'm an insurance industry. Our business is highly regulated, all right? You must not be seen to be manipulating your client or pressurizing your client to buy. The regulators kick against that, right? And a confused buyer always say no. Now, if you give them too much information, chances are they will tell you no, right? So you must be very careful the way you present your offer. Scarcity, the fear of, let's look at the fear of missing out. Everybody type FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. Definition is limiting availability increases desire. So when you present an offer and say just 2 slots available, or maybe I have just 5 slots, right? Everybody want to rush and maybe make sure that I actually be part of those 5 slot that is available, right? That's how to create scarcity. And if you don't know how to create scarcity in sales, you will not be able to scale. And I'm talking from the perspective of high ticket offer. Everybody type high ticket offer. If you don't know how to create scarcity to a high ticket client, you may not be able to close. Let me even not say may. You can't really close. Psychological trigger. This won't work around forever. Now, you will let them know that, look, I have this offer is going to end at so day, so it's not going to be forever. Okay, and I'm just telling you that I'm giving you a practical example. If you are selling real estate, for example, or mortgage, right, this rate is for this month. Okay, next month, if you are coming back, you are getting another rate, right? This is for this month, this is for this period. If you are coming back so time, this might not be there again. So you must be able to create that trigger that will make them to say, hey, I need to take action now, right? And I'm not going to be missing out this opportunity now. So I'm just giving you practical scenarios of how to create scarcity, urgency, and to sales ethically without manipulating, without pressurizing. Now, example in ethical sales, number 1, limited seat in a workshop. If you are selling coaching, for example, you might present it in such a way that for this month, I have limited offer for so period. Now, only 10 spots left for this pricing. Now, let them know that for this price, if you are coming only 11, let's say for the first 10 people, I'm going to be a discount of 5%, 10%. If you are coming like after 10 people, right, you're going to pay more. So the client wants to lock in the price, right? Tax savings deadline, e.g. RRSP, IFA closing window. So, in life insurance business, at the end of the year, CRA usually give opportunity for us to put our money in RRSP. So it has a deadline. Okay, it's not going to be open forever, right? So and this is regulatory body. You are not just saying it, and you must make sure that when you are presenting, when you want to create scarcity, you must be very, very honest. Don't give them wrong information, right? How to use scarcity ethically. Be honest about limited capacity. Please be honest as much as possible. Clients really, once they know that this is not true, nobody will want to, your credibility becomes, the people begin to doubt your credibility, and that will cause a lot of problems. Not only you're going to use that client, you're going to lose a lot of clients. tie it to a real constraint, e.g. regulatory deadlines, availability, economic factors. So like I mentioned earlier, the case of RSP, the case of TFSA, there is a regulatory guidelines for that, right? There is a cap and there is time limit that you can put money into it. Never create false scarcity. It destroys trust. Please don't because you want to sell, and that happens a lot to a lot of clients, right? Do a lot of agents because they want to sell, they create a false scarcity. Urgency, moving the buyer to act now. Now, let's look at the urgency now. Everybody type urgency. What you are trying to do here is moving the buyer to act now. Everybody type act now. If you don't know, no matter how skillful, brilliant you are, if you don't know how to move buyer to act, you are just talking, because that is where the real game happens. When a client begin to move into saying, I am ready to buy this X amount of product, that is when you are ready to close. So you must have the sense of urgency to move them to act. Now, people delay action due to fear, doubt, or distraction. Now, when you are presenting offer, right, there are certain things that clients will actually look, right? It's either you are not credible, it's either they are doubting you, or you are giving them a lot of information and you are distracting their attention, right? If you are doing all of this, please stop it, especially to high ticket client. You cannot close. Reframing timing. What do you lose by waiting? Every day you wait, you bleed taxes, lose growth, or increase risks. For example, in life insurance, right? If you delay, okay, what about the insurability? If things happen tomorrow, what if your insurability change tomorrow? You can't get this product today. You can't get it again, right? Imagine, right? Like this is a product you can get when your insurability is guaranteed. And the more you delay, the more you pay, right? Let them know the cost of waiting. Let them know. If you come back next year, you're going to pay more, right? That is even if you are qualified. If you agree, type you agree. Because I'm talking about from the perspective of selling life insurance right now. If it is mortgage, if it is real estate, right? This offer, this area is moving very fast, right? If you delayed it because of the social amenity, because of the closest to highway, because of the closest to social amenity and all of that, if you come back, you may not be able to get this one again, right? So you have to make sure that you make them to take immediate action. Real consequences, using real-time consequences to activate urgency. Tell a story. Tell a story of a client that failed to act, right? That really face severe consequences of that action. Okay. Certainty. Everybody type certainty. The ultimate conversion lever. The ultimate conversion lever. Certainty. Everybody type certainty. Buyer craves certainty of outcome. Now, will this work for me? Buyers need to believe the solution fits their specific situation. Imagine a client that is buying a product that would know that it's not going to be useful for them. Like, let's say you impulse, that's what we call impulse buying. Now you just rush into buying something, and at the end of the day, you feel, I don't even think that I need this, right? Now, what will the client, anytime you are presenting an offer to a client, the question is, will this work for me? All right. Buyers need to believe the solutions. What will this product do for me? Right. Again, will I get return on investment? Return on investment will be clear and believable. If you are selling coaches, if you are selling life insurance, right, the question is, will I get return on investment? Like, what will this product, what will permanent life insurance do for me? I'm not talking about products this time around. I'm talking about the return. What is the need for me? And what if I do not? The cost of inaction must be understood. Now, if you fail to get a protection for your family and things happen, then you put your family in a serious mess. Imagine, tell a story of a client that failed to buy a life insurance, life happened to him, the family starts struggling financially. And it is actually, statistics shows that the first 3 months of losing a breadwinner, the bread eater starts struggling financially. I mean, think about it. You fail to do the needful. You don't protect your family. Things happen. You don't have critical illness. You're struck with cancer and you don't have something in place. Those are the things we're talking about, right? Let them know. Build trust through transparency. Everybody type trust. Building trust through transparency. Educate. Provide valuable information. Guys, stop selling. Educate client. People get value when you educate them. Sincerely speaking, if you educate ethically, even if they don't buy, right, they have the feelings that, oh, this person has actually give value. I'm just going to recommend you to people. I met a client today, and I just was sharing the products, the futures and the benefit of putting protection in place. He said, I'm going to do this for my children. That's education. He didn't buy anything, he didn't set up anything, but at least I've offered valuable knowledge that he can sit down and think and look at. Empower, give client tools to decide. Look, give them various options, show them various products. Don't push things to them. Don't try to manipulate them because you need money, because you want to sell. Engage, connect emotionally, right? See, don't just connect, but connect emotionally. Tell a story that will resonate with them, that will show them that if I fail to take action, this is the consequences of what I'm going to do. That's one of the consequences of what's going to happen to me. Always lead with value before asking for a decision. Frame your offer as a bridge to the buyer's dreams. And I'm not here to push you. I'm here to guide you towards what's the best for you. Please educate. Educate consistently. If you educate, client will come back to you. These are close sales with scarcity, urgency, and certainty. I'm going to give you a real client scenarios. I met the client last year, right? He's a doctor in Ontario, right? And at the end of the year, he came back and said, Mr. Fasola, I've been able to save 32K in taxes. Wow. Because why? They don't really know the value. They don't know how these strategies can help them to save in taxes. I'm going to give you a very typical example, right? If you set up a life insurance on a corporation, like the immediate finance arrangement I'm talking about is a sophisticated strategies for high net worth individuals that have a lot of money in their retained earning. They want to bypass taxes and they want to build wealth. They want to make sure they have access to their money while they are still alive. This is actually good for them because, at the end of the day, everything, the interest and all of that is deductible. I'm going to explain this maybe in my, incoming presentation because I cannot really go into that and begin to dwell on that here. IFA window closed by quarter ending, like you just create that scarcity. I just create a scarcity that, look, if you do this, all right, before by just quarter, you'll not be able to save on time. So it is better we act now. And when the client filed the taxes last year, I asked, how much have you been able to save? I said, well, compared to what I paid last year, I think I've been looking at roughly $30-something thousand. Imagine that. Okay. Tax penalty rising since 30 days. If you file your tax and you fail to pay, at some point, you start paying interest on that. So you need to create that sense of urgency to make sure that they see the reasons why they need to take action. Certainty. 3 other doctors already succeeding, and after that, I've set this up for many, many medical professionals, like across Canada, in different provinces in Canada. So you need to create a result closed in 48 hours. Like I was able to close this client within 48 hours. So just one presentation, show him the benefit of setting it up, how you can save taxes, build wealth, and leave legacy for the family. Say, wow, this is mind blowing. Let's do it now. Call to action. Okay, sell with heart, not hype. Right? Apply ethical persuasion today. Audit your messaging. Now, anytime you are sending messages to the client, make sure you audit your client. Your message must not sound like you are pressurizing them. Like, seriously speaking, once a client notice that you are pushing them, they will feel that. So this guy wants to set something for me, and I'm not ready for that, right? And we need to very careful. You might not really know that, but client can feel it if you are trying to manipulate them. Okay, and persuasion is not manipulation. If you do it ethically, okay, it is not manipulation, but make sure you audit your message. No pressure. Just want you to schedule maybe 30 minutes free call. No sales, no pressure, just a free consultation to educate you on how these strategies works and how I've been able to help other medical professionals, save on taxes. This is the case study. You give a testimonial and all of that. Add urgency to follow up, right? This window is just for this month. I'm closing windows for the month of June. July, it might not, the strategy call might not be free again. It might be, you might actually have to pay for it. And inject certainty in every conversations. Every time you are talking to them, make sure you inject certainty, right? Be clear about your message. Don't muddle up information. A confused client will never buy. Okay, every type confused client, a confused client will never buy. So you must have a clarity of purpose, what you want the client to do. When it is time for you to let the client take action, please stop talking, ask questions. Every question you are asking, it should be yes questions so that it will lead to close. A lot of us don't know that. All right. When you sell with integrity, you never have to chase buyers again. Right. If you sell with integrity, you never have to chase buyers again. Everybody type, don't stop chasing. Stop chasing. Stop chasing. Create urgency, scarcities, and ethical persuasion. So thank you so much for today's training. I just want to say it's really nice. I don't know if you have any question. Right. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? All right. So it's just 30 minutes because I don't want to bore us with a lot of information. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at the medical professionals and tax planning for medical professionals. Please try as much as possible to join tomorrow. I'll be talking. I have a guest speaker. Is a CPA who will be talking to us on how medical professionals and business owners can save on taxes and how they can build wealth. If you are looking to scale your business or you lack clarity, purpose, you are confused, you don't know what to do, and you are struggling, right? You can book a free strategy call with me. Just 20-30 minutes strategy call with me to walk you through on how I've been helping other advisors, other sales agents, and it doesn't really matter what you are selling, okay? Whatever you are selling, okay, selling is universal. The principles is the same thing. It's just the strategies that a little bit different. Okay, so if you are looking to scale, or you are you want guidance, you want mentorship, you can book a free strategy call with me to tell you, to guide you through and show you how to scale. Because many people are not successful. People are struggling in sales because they lack clarity. If I know what I knew today, I wouldn't have been here. I will have gone very, very far, right? Because the world is changing, things are really changing, and you need to adapt to the present changes in sales environment. If you don't, if you are not dynamic enough, if you are not growing with the latest changes in sales, you might be out of the business. And we don't want you to be out of the business. And many people are struggling because they lack clarity. They don't have right mentorship. So if you're looking to be mentored, if you are looking for clarity, if you are looking to scale your business, you can book a free consultation call with me. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining today's call. It's been a very fantastic, very, very short. If you get value, I want you to please type value. If you get value for today's presentation, please put it in the comment section, value. If you get value, please share it in the comment section, value. If you get value, please type value. If you get value, please type value. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at another topic that has to do with business, medical professionals and business owners. Please try to, invite friends. Try to invite. If you have friends that are into medical profession, or they are looking to, they want to understand how tax works in Canada, right? Please invite them, right? Once again, thank you once again, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.